what we tend to do is we put our own insecurities, our own ideas, our own feelings about something on somebody else. They could be totally fine and totally happy and totally content, even fulfilled, even in a situation. And if we are feeling totally different than them, having an issue with it, we can possibly put that on them. Assalamu alaikum. Peace. Is Nyla, Coach Nyla, co-founder of Outstanding Personal Relationships and co-author of Let's Talk Polygyny Uncensored. If you are new to our channel, welcome. If you are returning to the channel, thank you and welcome back. So in this video, I'm going to discuss the choosing sides when it comes to polygyny, like that type of mentality. The interesting thing is sometimes, I don't know if it's a lot of times because I don't know a lot of people like that, that does the whole choosing sides and if it's intentional or not, but sometimes it's not intentional. Sometimes it is intentional. And I know that it's intentional on the occasions that I have experienced because of words that are used, things as far as, when it came to my co-wife, who is the initial wife in the polygynous and a polygynous marriage, is that people would say, well, you're the real wife, she's not the real wife, or you were first, or these different things. So it does become a versus that people will put out there. Now it's up to us as those who are in it to not let that infect us and cause us to be crazy, psycho, or to let it get to our heads or whatever the case may be, or let it get to our emotions and let us get in our chest about it and all that other good stuff. And I'm saying that even as a reminder to myself, because still, even 11 years in, I still see that and I still experience it. Not a lot from any of the friends, family that I'm gonna talk about, like friends, family, and husband and everything like that. Not from that aspect, but because we are on social media, because we're out in the public, speaking about our lives, speaking about best practices, coaching and training and helping others to become better, their better selves and have better and outstanding relationships. We do tend to get people who will say, be on team this or team that. So we have to be careful about that because people are people. People have emotions, and me saying people are people is saying that people have emotions regardless of what order you came into the marriage. Even the husbands have feelings, regardless of what people want to think. And think that, they're only doing this for their own selfish reasons or anything like that. The husbands have feelings, wives have feelings, regardless if she's first or any type of subsequent, the feelings are still there. Hurt, pain, betrayal, happiness, gratefulness, excitement, whatever is relative. We all have these emotions. They're relative to how we're feeling and how we perceive or interpret the situation at that time. So I'm saying that because I did have a comment on one of my last videos about the pretty much the wife bullying or sabotaging, the first wife sabotaging a subsequent marriage. And I had a comment that was left on that video about, me comparing it to my toddler wanting ice cream in the morning and not getting ice cream in the morning and how he would feel about that. And my thing was, the point is that hurt is relative. So the way you perceive it at that point is how it feels to you, how strong it feels to you, how deep it feels to you. It's not the point of that me as an adult wanting ice cream in the morning and can't get ice cream in the morning is the same as an adult in polygyny that's feeling a certain type of way. I'm not saying that. Just wanted to clear that up for those who are watching and didn't understand what I meant by that. However, hurt is relative, pain is relative. Things are those things, we still have our feelings. Now, regardless if those feelings are based on facts or if it's based on our own interpretations of it or our own imagination, that's what we have to figure out. But my thing is, we as people, understanding people and people's emotions, we have to understand that choosing sides could cause some issues as well. So if you are friends of a whatever wife, initial wife, subsequent wife, or anything like that, you have to still understand, if you are a true friend, and I'm going to put this out here, if you are a true friend, you're not going to feed negativity to your friend. You're not going to do that. It's one thing when people say, well, I'm just being honest, or I'm just being realistic, I'm just being truthful. It's one thing when you say that and you have some venom coming from the words that you say. Then when you say, you know what, I'm being realistic, but I don't want my friend to be hurt, so I'm going to find a way to get her to see, some of the issues that can possibly happen if there's something that's harming her. However, what we tend to do is we put our own insecurities, our own ideas, our own feelings about something on somebody else. They could be totally fine and totally happy and totally content, even fulfilled, even in a situation. And if we are feeling totally different than them, having an issue with it, we can possibly put that on them and think that we're helping them by saying, well, a couple of things that I've heard, well, you are the first wife, or you are the real wife, and she's just, the other wife, or she's the other person, or baby mama, or whatever the case may be. That's not helping the situation in any way, shape, or form when you do certain things like that. Some people say, well, you know what? That shows that I got my girl's back, that I have her back. And honestly, it really doesn't. It shows that you are feeding negative energy into her life. If you really want to help as a friend, you will want to see the positives, and you want to make sure that she sees the positive in herself. So whenever she's feeling down about something, it's you building her up about herself, not about putting someone else down in order to build her up, especially if it's a person that you don't even know. So you want to be careful with that as a friend. And as family, same thing. You want to be mindful of what you're doing, because you have some family members who are so attached to the initial wife that if any other person comes in, it's like they have an issue with the husband for looking to marry again. They have an issue with an incoming wife because she's not the first wife or anything like that. And it causes these issues because you're not getting to know a person. It's just a person. She's a person. He's the husband. He's a person. Knowing and getting to know why they do what they do, getting to know why they feel the way they feel, getting to know them outside of your own interpretation of what you may think that they think or what you may think they feel, and try to push that on them as that's the reason why. Those are the issues that's been plaguing our community, that's been plaguing polygyny, been giving polygyny a bad name. People make it seem as though that it's the husbands that give it a bad name. It's the wives that give it the bad name. It's actually the people period, who are not being mature enough to say, let me get out of my own insecurities. Let me get out of my own ego. Let me get out of my own way and celebrate what they're doing if that's what they want to do. And I'm going to find a way to help them and assist them to be successful in that. That's how you help. That's how you make things better. And if you can't at the time, then kick rocks. Okay, not really kick rocks, but if you can't at the time, just step back. Step back and allow them to do their thing. If you can't say anything nice, and then we've heard this as kids, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. It's about being kind. It's not about spewing your negative energy and creating a versus between a family that's trying to build something, okay? And then as husbands, and this is me speaking to husbands, you want to also be aware of the words that you may say to your wives, where it could, not even just the words that you say to your wives, but things that you may do that could possibly seem as though, not that it could be intentional or that you are doing it, but that it could seem as though that you are choosing sides, where you have one minute you say everybody has to do, both wives or all wives have to be on the same page or do a specific thing, meaning that you have specific rules for your family, but one wife can get away with not doing it because she may complain about certain things, or because she's just a little bit more difficult to deal with, and you don't want to deal with the drama or the issues or anything like that. You don't want to have the argument. You don't want to have, to have to explain yourself. So you let her get away with not doing the things that you said everybody has to do. That in itself shows favoritism. It looks as though it shows favoritism, even though your reason behind it could just be like, I just want some peace and I don't want to argue. You still have to make sure, as the leader, you have to deal with, well, I always say we have to. You don't have to. For best practices, you do, though, to make sure that you are holding it down, making sure that you are being the leader that you need to be, and show that, hey, if I said something, this is what it is. And if you don't want to abide by it, then there are consequences to it. Not that, hey, well, you can get away with not doing it, even though other people on the other side are following the rules of what it is, or, following the vision and doing those things. Those things can look as though that you are showing favoritism, even though you probably just don't want to deal with the drama. So you want to be careful with that, because it can look like you're choosing sides. So those are just different examples. Of course, there are a whole lot more. I'm not going to make this video any longer than what it is, just to talk about that. But choosing sides is never a good thing. It's not beneficial. It causes drama. It causes fitna. It causes a lot of problems. And it shows a lack of immaturity on those who are doing that type of thing. I'm stating it. I said what I said, and just being open and honest about it. The problem is sometimes we are trying to be too kind, and we're trying to be too accommodating, and we don't hold people accountable for the venom that they spew in others' lives. So, inshallah, God willing, you got some good tips, some information, and some good insight from this video. And inshallah, I will see you in the next one. So make sure you are growing intentionally, loving fearlessly, and connecting on a higher level every single day. And if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, so you hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. And again, I will see you in the next one. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.
Here are 3 ways outstanding personal relationships can help you.
One is by following us on our social medias. Follow us on IG at Outstanding Relationships, and on Facebook and YouTube at Outstanding Personal Relationships. And make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell.
Number 2, make sure you head over to outstandingpersonalrelationships.com and subscribe to the email list. From there, you will get downloads as well as updates, any and all updates. And you also get an update on the release of our new book, Let's Talk Polygyny, Uncensored.
Number 3, if you are serious about polygyny relationships and really developing fulfillment and happiness, make sure you register for our Relationship Mastery Inner Circle, which is members only, which includes downloads. It includes access to us live on a weekly basis. So that's at outstandingpersonalrelationships.com/RM. We'll see you soon. Assalamu alaikum.
Peace.